Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about Fabio Quartararo fracturing his left hand in a motocross training exercise. Now, we all know in the Sepang practice crash, Fabio damaged the fingers of that left hand in that crash, and during a training exercise this week, Fabio fell from his motocross bike with a thud and fractured his left hand, is what he said in his Instagram post. However, it actually looks like he's fractured his left wrist, if I'm honest. But it got me thinking, how dangerous is it for these guys to be testing or practicing motocross during the off season or at any point during the year? And a great example of this, actually, and unfortunately for him, is Andrea Dovizioso. And I'm not sure if he saw, but Davi had a crash in motocross as well this week and also fractured his wrist. And to be honest, it's a pretty gruesome looking injury is what he's had, and just thank God that he is not racing MotoGP next year, because I would think by the look of this he will struggle to be ready, or would be struggling to be ready for the first test in February. Now, Fabio's injury is not, or is nowhere near as bad as what Davi's injury is, but I think the point here is that if it was, or the potential in motocross for those type of injuries definitely could impact his season or the start of his season next year. He doesn't have to go to surgery for the injury, but again, it does mean that he does need to take a couple of weeks off. Now, I will be fair, any form of motorsport is dangerous, but when you think of motocross, especially the crashing part of it, you don't quite slide like you would slide on a MotoGP bike or maybe flat tracking. It's more of a sudden stop and a thud, and that's what damages the bones. So, I think while he was unlucky to have the crash, he was very lucky to get away with not having any serious injury to his body. I think a couple of weeks he will be back ready to go, and I don't think it will impact his season. But I genuinely believe that Rossi and his gang with the ranch and the flat tracking have the right idea, because it gives them the best of both worlds, in my opinion. If they crash because it's flat tracking and it's kind of a gravelly surface, then they do tend to slide rather than slide on tarmac or sudden stop on motocross. Also, with the front and the rear of the bike all over the place, it kind of gives them a reference for MotoGP, because the other point to this is that being bike fit or being out on a bike is the best sort of training that they can do. Yes, you can spend absolute hours in the gym, but saying that, nothing at all is going to beat doing laps on a bike. Doing laps on a 600 or something like that would be, in my view, equally as dangerous as motocross, if I'm honest. Whereas flat tracking would probably be that bit safer, and if they do crash, there's a high potential that they'll slide out rather than have a sudden stop or a high side or something like that. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What do you think is the safest method that a MotoGP rider can use to stay fit during the winter season? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.